Hello, friends. So for some reason, Facebook is not letting me do a Facebook Live. So I thought I'm going to get around it and I'm going to try and do it with a video instead. And you can watch this whenever, just like a Facebook Live. But I hope you're doing well. Yay! Who is so excited about our new March-April catalog? This came out March 1st, and there are some beautiful pieces in here. Our featured paper pack, which is goes in order, is Cake Day. And the other paper pack, which will be featured next month, of course, we can look at it now too, is In Full Bloom. But I wanted to showcase some artwork that I created with Cake Day. And so let's take a peek at these papers. If you're not familiar, and then I'm going to get into the details of these layouts that I made at a Close to My Heart consultant event. And you're going to see some of these on here. But this is the beautiful 12 by 12 sheet. How gorgeous is this? So many fun stickers on here. I'm going to pull it up a little bit. And you can see, I love our stickers. They are cardstock-like. Do you see that? So they are durable. And something fun that we did at our consultant event was actually use our markers, our TriBlend markers. You can kind of see them up here, and added detail to some of these, whether it's highlighting words, whether it's adding dots or coloring in and shading. And we did a lot of fun things with that. I don't think it's on this layout, but it's on some other ones. I'll try and show you later in a future post. But let's take a look at these papers. So Cake Day, if you're not familiar, we have a 1/2 inch strip at the top called Zip Strip. How adorable is this? And then you can see these, you get two of the same, but front and back is different. And so there's the zip strip. And then here are some fun little words and sayings, things that we'll use on some pages. I'm not sure if we use these papers or not on this layout. Yes, we did a little bit. Can you see? Let me pull this up. Right here, there's a strip of the happy birthday. But anyhow, this is the next, just so you can see what the collection is. This is the next one. And this one, look at that fun zip strip. Celebrate. And we've got the lemonade lines, diagonal lines, and the green apple plaid. And then Wild Berry is a featured paper or color, and that's our color of the year. And this is front and back of this one. I love this zip strip. This is my favorite, absolute favorite. And so you can see, let me show you. If you have a catalog, or you can look online, just for those that aren't familiar, the featured paper, and then you go to the next page, which is this, and it's page 6 and 7 in here, and you can see that you can get just the paper, you can get the paper and the sticker sheet, and then there's all these other coordinating items that go along with it. We're going to be using these cake dots, and coordinating cardstock, I guess, are the three that we're going to use in these layout that I want to show you today. But one of the other fun pieces in here is, if you turn the page again, you're going to see exclusive featured stamp and thin cuts. And thin cuts are our metal dies. And so this is the one right here. It's called Cake Day Scrapbooking Stamp and Thin Cut. And this is the one that we're going to be using. And I want to show you some of the things that we did today. So let's hop on over here and take a peek at this fun goodness over here. So I have the stamp set right here, actually. So let me show. It comes to you in a package like that. And this is not actual size, but then it comes with your thin cut shapes, your metal dies, and the stamp itself. And I love the stamp set. Look at the border of presents. You might have noticed this on a card I showed just the other day on my social media outlets. Here, hooray, hooray. There's a little banner. I'm not sure. Can you see the line, the outline of that stamp? That means that there's a thin cut. And you can also see that on the front of the cover. You can count how many thin cuts there are by the shaded in areas. And you can go from there. So that's really, really nice. And yes, there is a thin cut for this birthday bash. But let me show a layout, and then I actually have a card. Look at this fun 2-page layout. Love this. Love that it's on black and love, I love a lot of things, that we used our white gel pens. Here we go. It's backwards. The Jelly Roll gel pens are fabulous. And look at how that fun line and dots added to this page. This is a stamped image, and I'm going to show you a little bit of that on the next page. This is a sticker, and then this is a stamped image that we colored with our TriBlend markers, okay? They're down here. I'm going to actually do some of that too. And then how cool is this? We did some paper rolling right here. Here, we heard there was cake. Do you see that? And that is the saying is right here on the stamp set, but we just did, and let me pull that up. Is that better? Right there on the stamp set. But we just stamped that on a die cut, on a piece of white daisy cardstock, and we dovetailed it. Then we took our black journaling pen and added stitching around it to make it look like a sign, right? Here's that zip strip, one of my favorite ones. And look at this beautifully patterned paper. Can you see that? That wasn't one of the papers in the workshop kits, but ta-da! Another fabulous way to use stamps. Do you see the asterisk there? There's a large one down at the bottom. There's one there that we use to stamp on Glacier cardstock to make our own paper. Look at this cluster here. This is a sticker, Take a look at the middle of the sticker. Do you see that? There's a white gel dot. Gel pens can be added for so many, many fun things. So that's a little close-up of the left page. Let's do the right page. Very similar. Again, we created our own stamped background. And here, look, we took our markers and just drew some diagonal lines to get a different look. And this is on cardstock. For those that don't know, the cardstock sale is happening this month, Cardstock Carnival. We'll talk more about that. But look, and here I messed up. I used the big asterisk, but it's barely noticeable, right? Then I just filled in with the little ones as well. Another little bit of paper rolling. Just took a paper piercer or something round and twirled it in it. And then just left it like that. Again, you got your white gel dots going on and the white gel pen all around the edge. But then this is a sticker and this is a stamp using the Sundance. And if you take a look here, do you see these two shapes go together? So let's do that real quick and show you that, because I just think it's amazing. And so I'm going to pull you in a little bit. And I'm just going to pull in a block and gently peel off this piece right here. How I like to do my stamping, or to place it on my stamp, is to lay it down flat and then use my block to pick it up. And then it's all good. And I do use my rub and remove eraser to kind of, it's already been seasoned. I'd already used it, but it's kind of nice to just kind of touch up and do that again. So it's all seasoned and it gives me a great imprint. Now, take a look here at this gift again, this present. Do you see the solid piece? Sorry, my whole sleeve was in there. It is light and then the stripes are dark. So we need to do that as well. And how we're going to do that, I'm going to pull in some scrap paper. I want to do your birthday bash here too. And I'm going to ink up. So I'm just tapping, swirling, and tapping. I'm going to stamp off. Okay. And now I'm going to stamp on with that lighter shade. And I am not straight over top, so we'll see how good I got. But I think I was on camera for you. Yay! Okay, there's that piece. So I just have my little scrubby here in my Dollar Tree little container. It's wet. I wetted it right before. I'm going to gently peel this off and then put the stripes on. So let's do this. And I'm going to gently peel the stripes off and we're going to do the same thing. But this time, we're not going to ink off, okay? So here, it's just habit to do this. I'm using my rub and remove eraser to do this. Now I'm going to ink up and make sure you can see me. And I am going to line up if I can, without looking straight over top. Sorry, I think I just bumped my camera. It's hard to do it on an angle. I'm so used to putting my head right over top of it. Let's take a peek. Ta-da! How neat is that? Now, what's the difference between this present and this present? Do you see it? They have a stamp to stamp the bow. Yay! They think of everything close to my heart does, and you see it. Here, what's easier to look at? You see it right here, the long one. So again, let's just take that off and get that other bow, which is right here. This one I'm going to try and do without picking up. And I want to pull out my black ink pad this time. So we'll put our Sundance away, pull out my black, and tap, tap, swirl, swirl. And I'm going to check and make sure that there's no black around the edges. And then this is going to quickly go. Look at that. I just think this is adorable. Gently press, not too hard, and look. Ta-da! Our bow is complete, or our present is complete, just like that. Now, you see how much darker, can you see that in the camera? How much darker this is in that one? So that will lighten up a little bit, but it's still so adorable. All right, now let me show you one other thing. You saw I had this cake laying here, and I did stamp that with Intense Black. Let me put that here. The Intense Black ink, first of all, and you know why? Because the Intense Black works with alcohol markers. It's not going to smear, and you can use that and create some beautiful color. Let me show you a card using this same birthday bash. And I'm going to hold this down here and we'll show it. So here you go. I'm using the light green blend. Let me pull this away. The light green blend, and I'll be using the aqua blue blend. Sorry, there we go, of the TriBlend markers. And I'll be using all shades. You see, with these markers, we have light on one end, and then medium and dark, medium in the middle and dark on the end. And I love being able to color with them. But let's take a look at this card real quick, and I'll show you how to color this. Check this out. Do you see the stitching? That is made with journaling lines. We drew around the edge of the card. Can you see that? And this time we use the citrus blend marker, which is a yellowish. And those polka dots are made by the marker too. How cool is that? There's so many things you can do with marker. Now this is lemonade cardstock, and then we created our own background paper again by using that stamp, right? The asterisk. We stamped the asterisk in Sundance on top of it to give it a little bit of contrast. How fun is that? So, and then on the candles, I used, you see the sparkle, I used the gold stickles. So let's try, and this time I'm going to take, here, pardon me, going to take it off the foam. I like to color on our all-purpose mat because with the markers, they can tend to bleed or go off the edge. And so let's do that. I'm going to start with the blue at the bottom. For me, with TriBlends, I always like to start with the lighter color. And so I'm going to start light. And you want to work in the same color as, like I don't want to go up to the green now because alcohol markers also blend well when they're wet. And so I'm actually just going to work on that right now. And then I'm actually going to go to my dark. And it's going to look dark, but I'm going to do some highlighting. Do you see that? And now I'm going to come back in with my light again. And I'm going to go and bleed or blend in that line, if that makes sense. So it's not quite as a contrast, but yes, I'm going in circles too. I don't know why, but isn't that cool? And it allows it to, like be two-toned, right? So apparently someone said I color loud, like I have too hard of a touch if you can hear me coloring. So I'm sorry about that. I'm trying to learn. Anybody else have any tips out there for me? because I'd love to learn, but I feel like I actually know how to color a little bit better now with these TriBlends. I have those colors. I don't have to look for them. And I'm making sure I'm in the camera yet. Okay. Just double checking, and hopefully my head's not in the way. I don't even know. I'm sorry if I was blocking. I'll see that at the end, right? I think I can do all of these right now. But how beautiful is that? And how you can see then the two tones, how that all blends in together. I just love our TriBlend markers. Like I said, it makes me feel like I know how to color. So I'm not going to do the green because I think you get the idea. You don't need to sit here and watch me color. If you're like me, you need the therapy yourself and you want to go get your colored pencils or your markers, right? So that you can play right now too. But how beautiful is that? So, how fun. And you can do the green as the same way. So, just again, I'm loving this stamp set. It is the Cake Day Scrapbooking stamp set, Z4416, and it is available only this month and next, of course, while supplies last, but it is a beauty with all of the presents. You can combine these. I'd like to do a live and show you these banners that we used our markers on. So I'm hoping to do that in a week or two. We have a retreat next week. Yay! For my customer retreat. So I'm preparing for that and looking forward to that too. But thanks for joining me today. If you have any questions or you want to check this out, head to my website, my Krista's Crafty website, kristah.ctmh.com. But I thank you for joining me and have a lovely evening, and I will see you soon. Thanks. Bye, friends.